Students, after discussing the various patterns of drainage system and after discussing the concepts of what is a drainage basin, what is a catchment area, now we are moving toward different drainage systems in India. Now, various drainage systems in India, the moment we talk about, it is the Himalayan drainage, clearly divided, and the second part is the peninsular drainage. Now there is lot of difference between the rivers of Himalayan drainage and peninsular drainage, which we'll be doing further. Then if we see the Himalayan rivers, they are formed by three main rivers: Ganga, the Brahmaputra and the Indus. Together they form the Himalayan river system. Now, the moment I say river system, I mean that river Indus and its tributaries, river Ganga and its tributaries, river Brahmaputra and its tributaries. So, these rivers, we all know, they are snow-fed and depend on rainfall also. Since they are snow-fed, they are perennial, meaning they have water throughout the year. Now, as I have already discussed the concepts gorges, oxbow lake, floodplains, etc. in the chapter physiography, I'd like to remind you that these rivers which flow from the Himalayas, they form gorges, they form V-shaped valleys, they form waterfall, oxbow lakes, floodplains, delta and so on. So, the concepts I think are clear to everyone because I have already discussed the formation of these relief features. Now, river Kosi is the sorrow of Bihar because every year it brings flood distress for the people of Bihar. Then, before we start with the river system of Himalayan drainage, first let's see the evolution of Himalayan drainage. Now, we all know that geologists believe that a mighty river, earlier it was called Shivalik or Indo-Brahma, it just passed the entire longitudinal extent of the Himalaya from Assam to Punjab towards then called Sindh, and finally it discharged into the Gulf of Sindh. This happened during the period Miocene period, 5 to 24 million years ago. Then, due course of time, Indo-Brahma river was dismembered into three main drainage systems, which we have already spoken about. That is the river Indus, river Ganga, and river Brahmaputra. Now, coming to the difference between Himalayan and peninsular rivers, if we talk about place of origin of the Himalayan rivers in the Himalayan mountains, glaciers in Himalayan mountains. Peninsular river from the central highlands, and mainly it depends on rainfall. Therefore, if we come to the nature of flow, Himalayan rivers nature is perennial, water throughout the year, and peninsular river it's seasonal because they depend on monsoon rainfall. Nature of river, it's a long course, it covers a long course, it is a rugged mountain experiencing headward erosion, meandering and so on. Peninsular rivers, they flow for a smaller course, they have fixed course and well adjusted valleys. We don't find much variation in the landforms in case of peninsular rivers. Catchment area or drainage basins are very large of Himalayan rivers, whereas very small or relatively smaller than the drainage basin of Himalayan rivers. So, the drainage basin of peninsular rivers are comparatively smaller. The river is in the young and youthful stage, whereas the rivers of peninsular India, they are old, graded profile and they have almost reached their base level. Now, this is the Ganga river system. You see the river Ganga and its tributaries, along with river Yamuna and its tributaries. Now, if we come to river Ganga, the origin of the river Ganga we all know is Gomukh and Gangotri glaciers. It falls into Bay of Bengal. Height is 3000 meter. It's not kilometer, it's meter. Length is 2525 kilometer. Tributaries we all know from the left bank Ghagra, Gandak, Gomti, Kosi, right bank Yamuna and Son. Drainage basin Uttaranchal, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. Then the Yamuna river system. Origin is Yamunotri glacier. It falls into it meets river Ganga at Prayagraj. Height is 6,316 meters, not kilometer. Length 1375 kilometer. Tributaries we all know Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and Kain. Drainage basin Western and Eastern Yamuna and Agra canals for irrigation purposes. At Dev Prayag, Bhagirathi meets Alaknanda, and together they get over there the name Ganga. Now river Ganga enters plain area from Hardwar. This is the Indus river system along with its tributaries Ravi, Jhelum, Chenab, Byas and Satluj. River Indus, in the same way, it originates near Mansarovar Lake in Tibet, especially Kailash range, falls into Arabian Sea, we all know. Height 4164 meters, length 2880 kilometers, but in India it has a drainage basin of about 1114 kilometer. Tributaries I have already told you. Indus meets this Panchnath. Panchnath means these 5 tributaries at Mithankot. Himalayan tributaries Gilgit, Shyok, Nubra, Jaskar and Hunza. Drainage basin Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal and Punjab. Indus flows in India through Leh district in Jammu and Kashmir. Then we come to the Brahmaputra drainage system. Main river Brahmaputra. It is known as Sangpo in Tibet. Sangpo means the word purifier. It originates somewhere in the glacier of Kailash range near Mansarovar Lake. The right bank tributary is Rango Sangpo, and it enters India through Arunachal Pradesh from a deep gorge Namcha Barwa. Left bank tributary Dibang and Lohit, and from here when these tributaries meet river Sangpo, now they get the name Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra joins river Ganga and together they fall into Bay of Bengal. Height is 5150 meter, length 2900 kilometer. Left bank tributary Buri Dihang, Dhansri and Kalang. Right bank tributary Subansri. So these were the drainage pattern of Himalayan river system. Hope it's clear to you, and then we'll continue with the tributaries of the Indus river in my next slide.